about 36 degrees. I'm fucking boiling. But it's MOT time in the morning, so I'm just going to give it a little final check over and go get it MOT'd in the morning. And then today, I believe, we've got some trickery arriving. I need to beat this Porsche, or I need to get closer. I need to be sub 29 seconds. Sub 30 seconds, sorry. I need to be into 29s. I'd like to get into 28s. So, Matt, who's 3-pot MR2 on his YouTube channel, he sent me up a boost control solenoid, 3-bar map sensor and harness, which should get me from 6 psi possibly to 10 psi. So, or maybe even 12. Don't know, but we'll look at 10. Let's try and give me another. Don't know what will it give me, another 4 psi boost. Might give me another 40-50 brake with a better delivery. So who knows? Next step, MOT. Now, if you remember at Barben, this happened, and I blew a turbo gasket. So before we started all the electronic wizardry. There you go, there's the old one and there's the new one, so that was duly changed. Right then, so been done by that Porsche, or several Porsches, and this time we've got for Barben Hill Climb 11th of July, we've got a TTRS Audi, which I think I've raced up against before. We've got a Alpine A110, and we've got the Porsche again, and anything else that might come along. So I'm comfortably a good couple of seconds behind Porsche, albeit I did have a few issues last time out, and I think I should have had a 29-second run, but I hit 4th instead of 2nd. So anyway, talking to an online friend called Matt, his YouTube channel's 3-pot MR2, and he has very kindly lent me some electronic wizardry. So we have a boost solenoid, we have a map sensor, and a harness that connects it to my ECU. So I'm going to set about fitting this today. From talking to him, his boost comes on stronger. Now my boost comes on very low, like 1200 RPM low, but he said it comes on stronger, and it can maintain a higher boost than the Wastegate spring. I just run off Wastegate spring, which I'm getting about 6 psi. I'm hoping this little lot will take me to 10 psi, which might be another 40-50 brake horse, which is, well, we'll either get closer, comfortably closer, or I'll blow engine. I've got a spare under here, so if worst comes to worst, just swap it out. Right, so, oh you twat. So what we need to do now is the boost control solenoid needs to be in this pipe here, which is the pipe from the turbo to the wastegate, or from the pipe to wastegate. So we'll mount that somewhere. We'll mount it somewhere here. Not entirely sure where yet. And then the map sensor needs to be connected into this lot. So that's for my boost gauge. And I've got a pipe there that's taking manifold pressure. So my map sensor needs to be teed into this lot here. And then we'll just run the loom up the side of there, or round the side of there, in through the grommet, which is going into the car, and then plug it into ECU. I mean, sounds fairly simple. Right, so what we've done is, I didn't film it because it's too difficult. So basically we've tapped into that pipe there, which is turbo housing to wastegate, and the solenoid, our boost controller, is there. So I've just made a little mount up so it sits there, and then that goes to the map sensor, which I've just had to tie up onto there because I had no choice basically, and that in turn is connected into the boost pipework that goes to the gauge. Well, that's the sender for the gauge, and then off it goes, and then the loom comes round here, and that's going to get poked through that grommet under there and connected into ECU. Happy days. Now what this enables me to do on my ECU, I've got these settings here. So I've got 4 boost settings I can use. 0.8 is kilopascals, or 0.8 is kilopascals or bar, so and then it just goes up, so I can gradually up it or down it. They're not the settings I were using, they were just what were preset. Right, so this is a bit ropey, but you can see now boost's coming on straight away and it's staying until I back off. My air temps through intercooler, ambient's 21, my max air temp, intake temp's 29, so I'm well happy with that. But boost, 27 kilopascals is only about 4 psi, which feels weird because it feels much quicker than that. And my wideband's, my max is 17, obviously that's when I lifted off there, but when I'm on song I'm down at 11, so I'm fine with that. So yeah, so far so good. Time to up it to 0.6 bar. Now my boost gauge was saying 6 psi still, but that my log is showing 0.32 or 0.33 kilopascals, which is still only 4.5, just over 4.5 psi. So yeah, got a bit of thinking to do. Right, Houston, we think we've found a problem. Well, not me, Matt. So what I'm thinking, what we're thinking is, excuse me, this breather, or this pipe that goes from the throttle body, which I've piped it up as I understood the Toyota Team Europe ones were. It seems that this should be blanked off, this particular pipe here. So what I am going to do is, I've got another piece of hose which I'm going to blank off this this bit here. So that hole in the breather, in the intake there, I'm going to block off, and I'm going to block that off with something. And then we're going to take it for a spin, because that looks like it could have been the issue. I'm still only hitting 7 psi on gauge, So there's something just not quite right. So we need a bit more investigation on this one. Right, so we have a pressure tester. So we should be able to put this onto the wastegate and see when it opens. Interestingly, when I pump this nice and slowly, which I will try and do, and keep the wastegate arm all in focus, not moving yet, not moving yet, not moving yet. Right, just moved then. And that's with my preload. So obviously I cranked preload a little bit, so it now, that 0.5 spring, which is the original one that I had in, is now cracking at bang on 0.5 bar. So I'm going to take it for a run and see what happens. Right, I'm a knobhead. Complete and utter knobhead. So I didn't have any more blue pipe, so I've just put that clear pipe on there, which isn't right, and it's literally fucking bodged on there. And I thought I'll just try, because I couldn't see down there to see what it was, so anyway I've just fucking swapped pipes over, didn't I? Took it for a blast, no laptop, no phone running, no recording. Hit 14 psi on gauge, and now fucking exhaust making a load of cooling down noises it's never made before, and it's fucking stupid. So I'm gonna have to rein that fucking boost in. It hit 14 psi when I was fucking flying up through Trading Estate, and it was making fucking noises it's never made before, so I think fucking so I'm gonna have to try and get a day off work this week and dial it all back in, because fucking 14 psi it was fucking off like a rocket. Right then, phase 2. Preload altered, so I've just got half a hole of preload. So 0.5 bar spring, turbo jackets back on, pipe work, I've just turned that through 90 degrees, so my pipes now fit properly, so they're all on. I've just put a new map, or slightly altered map, and I've gone back to 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 and 0.8 bar on the boost controller. So as you say, I haven't got time to drive it tonight, I've just got all hardware done. I just need to hide some bits of bolts, Jubilee clip bolts from scrutineers on these pipes, but anyway. But just need to write that map tomorrow, and then ready to go out driving as soon as I get another early dart, but at least all hard work's done, so let's just get it under control now. Happy days. Now that it's 12 psi on gauge, which is well, it's fucking lying in it, because it's a cheap Chinese gauge, but when we got the log, it's showing 51 kilopascals or half a bar, which is 7.5 psi, which is controllable. So we're going to steadily crank it up to 10 psi and see where we go from there. Might even go to 12 psi, but all in all, what a result. Okay, right, so we've upped boost. I've upped the fueling in some of the taller cells where I'm going to get more boost. And I've upped the ignition timing by a couple of degrees across the board. So we'll just get it up to temperature. Before we start giving it a bit. I also need to go on a diet because I am about half an inch off not fitting in this seat. I think we're up to temperature. I've blown some, but I don't know what.